Er, All right, let me see if I'm on live. Are we live, bro? Are we live? All right, look like we live. Look like we live, folks. Look like we live. We back in there. I do apologize for. I do apologize for. I don't know that last live stream took. Um, we're just gonna have to assume that it did. But we'll do a quick recap on a lot of stuff that we were talking about. All right. So real fast, real quick. All right. It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag about. So I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Down One. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come chat with your boy. Come holler at your boy. If you got questions, I will answer your questions the best I can. All right. Feel free to hit the subscription button, the notification bell, share this with your friends, family, as well as your followers. All right. Um, so yeah, real fast, real quick, I'm gonna run down some stuff that I talked about in the other live, just in case that live doesn't go through. State of play, we was talking about that. Uh, what I expect from the state of play is probably a Grand Theft Auto announcement, maybe a trailer, some Grand Theft Auto news, that new game that Naughty Dog was promoting on the award show in January. We might get some details about that. We may get some VR support, some games that's coming to VR, the PlayStation Pro. There may show a slew of other older games that's going to get the PlayStation Pro enhancement. Um, we may get some news concerning Wolverine, may get some footage from Wolverine, maybe, maybe not. I do feel like they'll be either showing or talking about two new IPs, at least two new IPs that we haven't heard about that PlayStation is working on. We're also going to be talking about The Last of Us Season 2, Silent Hill, the movie, some stuff that they're working on the movie side and TV side of things. Twisted Metal, we may get some news on Twisted Metal. We haven't heard nothing about Twisted Metal in a minute, so we may hear some news about that. I said about the VR support. They may be talking about, I feel like the state of play event is not going to be one of those. It's not going to be an event. It's going to be 40 minutes long. It's not going to be a thing where, ooh, one bomb after another, boom, 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 boom. I feel like there's going to be a lot of fluff in between this state of play. And there's going to be a couple of things that we can take from state of play where that's the future, that's the roadmap that PlayStation is working on, the Pro is working on, and VR is working on. So yeah, we talked about that. If you didn't catch me on the other live stream, I do apologize. Hey, Mr. McDowell's, Madison McDowell said hi. Salute, salute. So real fast, real quick, I talked about that. Then I also talked about Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. I thought it was an average performance. I'm not gonna sit up here and say it was trash. A lot of people on social media quick to jump on X when the performance was over, talking about how bad it was and quoting articles from the UK. But when the actual numbers came in, come to find out, the Super Bowl, even though it was a rout, a lot of people watched. They said viewership of the Super Bowl was on an all-time high, and the performance was on an all-time high. Just check the numbers yourself, do your own research, and like I said, Kendrick performance was pretty good. But I knew going in, Kendrick Lamar is not a dancer. He's not a performer. All right. He's a rapper. All right. So you have to look at rappers in a different way. All right. I know you want to see them dance and special effects and roller skates and stuff. Kendrick Lamar is not all about all that fluff. He just grabs a mic, and his performance is his lyrics. He went through the whole shindig. We didn't even know he was going to do They Not Like Us until we got into the middle part. Samuel Jackson did good. Scissor did real good. I feel like if the Super Bowl wasn't a rout and these two teams were competing all the way through halftime, and then Kendrick Lamar's performance come, a lot of people would have a different view set of Kendrick Lamar. They would say, "Oh, that was a solid performance, great, grade A." I think it was okay. It was grade A. Okay. PUBG, help. We need help, man. We all need help. All right. So I talked about that. Real fast, real quick. I want to get back on the original topic that I was talking about. Uh, no, help, no. Yay. We're going to be talking about Trump is taxing everything. If you want to do business with the United States of America, you're going to get a TARF on you, or a TAF, TARF, whatever. He is taxing everybody. It's Trump versus everybody. Kendrick's performance was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good too. All right. I thought it was pretty good too. What is your name? Well, it's in the title. I'm Chris Don One. All right. So yeah. Trump is taxing all these countries to try to, get more dollars back that we can utilize. There's a lot of things. Okay, Trump. There's a lot. Look, I didn't vote for Trump. All right, but it doesn't matter if I didn't vote for Trump or if I did vote for Trump. I'm going to respect whatever president is there. I don't care if you're a Republican, a Democrat, or independent. Once you become the commander in chief, the big cheese, the big whiz, the president, okay? I'm going to respect you, okay? I may not like your views on a lot of things, but I'm still going to respect you, all right? And that's, that's just me, all right? There's a lot of things Trump has said that he wants to implement that I can see, okay, that might work out very well for for us in the United States. And there are some things that I can co-sign with. I don't necessarily agree or disagree with what you're saying, but I'm just gonna just go ahead and co-sign with it. Can you shout out my girlfriend? Her name is she's a fan. She's a fan of yours. Okay. You didn't say her name. All right. But shout out to your girlfriend. All right. Shout out to your girlfriend. All right, cool. So, yeah, there's some things I co-sign with Trump, but then there's a lot of things that I disagree with Trump. And this tax thing, this TARF thing, he's going to find out. There's going to be some country that's going to bow down because they need us more than we need them. So they're going to say, "Okay, you're going to tax us. Okay, we'll gladly accept it. Okay, because we need you more than you need us." But then there are other countries like Canada and other countries. They already said, "Okay, you're going to tax us? Cool. To do business with you, you're going to tax us. Okay, cool. All right. Well, we're going to tax you. All right. You want to continue to do business with us? We're going to tax you. All right." And I feel like this is a train that's never going to stop. Okay. The wheels are already in motion. So even if, once Trump's term is over, this still will be a thing for the next president to deal with and the next president to deal with. Okay. And it's cool that when you look at it on the grand scheme of things, yes, the country is going to probably make more money doing this maneuver, but who you think is going to ultimately hurt? Because it's not going to hurt Trump and the Republican Party. It's not even going to really hurt the Democrat Party. All right. It's going to hurt us as people, because now things, if things are sky high now, they're going to be extremely sky high because they're going to pass the savings on to us. All right. Eggs are already expensive. They're talking about it's going to be a whole year until eggs get back somewhat reasonable. All right. And you're going to start seeing a trend where there's a lot of stuff that we depend on. You're going to start seeing a lot of things that we're accustomed of buying going to be more expensive for us to buy. All right. Because it's not like we make a lot of stuff in our country. We buy more from other countries than we buy we're more of a consumer than creators. Okay, so we're in a buyer's market. We're never in a seller's market. We stopped making stuff in the United States back in the 70s. And when we was making stuff like furniture, televisions, phones, all that stuff, when we was making our own products and we had that little label made in the USA. I remember this when I was a kid. And I remember I don't know remember what department store I went to with my father, and they was telling him about these televisions made in the USA. I think it was a Walmart. I'm not sure. And my father was mad about it. He said, "I don't want that. That's made in the USA. That's a knockoff. That's the cheapest thing known to man. You know, point me to the TVs like a Magnavox or Sony or whatever the TV was back in that era. Okay, people were willing to spend more money on goods that's from other countries than saving their money and supporting our country by buying stuff that was made in the USA. We're no longer that country no more. We don't make anything in this country. So we desperately need these countries to support our supplies, like the graphic cards, the 5090. I'm not no huge PC gamer, but that came out and it's hard getting these things. And the price tag is very, very steep. Okay. There's people that bought a slew of them, selling them on eBay, and they're doubling and tripling their profit, because there's one, they're expensive, and two, you can't meet with the demand because not a lot of them are coming into the country. I don't know if that's a direct effect to Trump, this tariff tax thing, taxing. I don't know if it's that, but we always had that problem of goods importing here that it's hard to get a large supply of them. And I think it started when COVID. When COVID hit, it stopped production on a lot of things. I remember trying to find a PlayStation 5. It was hard to find a PlayStation 5. Despite the Xbox S and the Xbox X, they're not considered the favorites, but it was even in the beginning, it was hard to even find those. Okay. So just imagine the next iPhone, how expensive the next iPhone is going to be. Just imagine if you're a PC gamer, those parts are going to be through the roof. Okay, it's going to be very, very hard to be a PC gamer. Now you can keep your old equipment, you can get used equipment, whatever. You got to do what you got to do. But even cars, we don't, we make our cars, but the cars we make are not that popular. Okay, so yeah, it's going to affect us as consumers. It's great for Trump because he can make profit by doing this, but all it's going to do is those countries are going to say, okay, we'll pay the tariff tax, okay, but it's going to cost more money. It's going to cost the consumer base more money because we're not going to pay this whole tax. The people in your country is going to end up paying for this, okay, if they want to continue to do business. All right. So yeah, that's my viewpoint on it. Another thing Trump is doing is the immigration thing, where he's, I mean, the borders, they're tightening up the borders. It's not as easy as it once was. He's sending the military down there. I think that's a good idea. I co-sign it. I'm not 1,000% behind him on it, but I co-sign it. I understand that it was a problem with Biden and Kamala Harris, and he's smoothing this thing out by implementing the military to patrol those borders. That's a good thing. And they're going town to town. If you come here illegally, you're going to get arrested and prosecuted, and they're going to send you back. Okay. I do feel like if you come in here illegally, I think there's levels to it. I feel like everyone should get an opportunity to become a United States citizen as long as you're doing it legally. If you do it illegally, then that's going to be a problem. But um, I remember this coworker when Biden was in office. He was talking about how all our jobs were in jeopardy because these illegal immigrants are going to come over here and they're going to take over our jobs. Okay, I didn't see it happening. Okay, but that was his theory. So okay, but I do feel like you know, big time corporations were utilizing that to their advantage, and now you're starting to see a lot of these factories, these food factories, having problem with diseases and things of that nature. And I think it's because those are not glamorous jobs. Okay, those are desperate jobs for, like, if you are a United States citizen and you have a criminal record and it's kind of hard for you to get you're not going to get the opportunities to get a your dream job or a 9 to 5 job, particularly if you are a criminal. They kind of look at you funny. So sometimes you have to do jobs that no one else wants to do. uh, and if you are an illegal immigrant, well, of course you can't, apply for a job at Taco Bell or whatever, McDonald's, because they're going to ask for your ID and all that stuff. And if you come in here illegally, it's going to be difficult for you to do unless you fake it till you make it. But um, those jobs that were not the most glamorous jobs that U.S. citizens did not wanted no business of, no part of. Um, those jobs are are not glamorous jobs. Okay, and it's going to now, since it's going to be less and less illegal immigrants. I don't know how it's all. I feel like just doing something. A lot of American citizens are kind of upset with the last administration and how they treated it. um Trump just doing something that's that's good for a lot of citizens visually. They're like, well, at least he's trying to do something. I don't know if all these tactics are going to ultimately work, but we'll have to wait and see. If there's less and less people coming in illegally, then of course it was working. It's working. All right. But if it's the same amount of people that's coming in like they were in the last administration, then what are we doing here? All right. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be less and less. But yeah, a lot of people appreciate that. Him getting Elon Musk involved, trying to figure out waste and spending in the government. Um, he saw some agencies where, okay, we're just throwing money on a bad situation in his eyes. All right. And a lot of people are looking at that as, okay, we've been doing it. We've been feeding other countries. There's a lot of countries out there that can't take care of themselves. So it's up to us to help them, with clothes and food and things of that nature. Um, and Elon Musk is saying, well, that's good and all, but it's costing us money. We're losing money doing this. Okay, it might be charity is from the heart. I'm pretty sure Elon Musk is not an evil person. He wouldn't mind helping people. It's just there's a wrong way and a right way to help people. All right. I feel like the core of it. I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to eliminate waste and spending. The DEI situation, that has a lot to do with spending and things of that nature. You know, they talked about how there was a lot of programs that were in place that was, you know, basically the government was going to waste money for these programs. Okay. So that's good that you're nipping the butt on certain things. However, you and Elon, like I said, I don't think he's a bad guy. I just think he's looking at it as a businessman. Like, wait a minute, you know, it's a good thing that we're doing this, but we're wasting a lot of money. I don't think if there's a way to uh, fix this where we still be where we're still helping out other countries that can't help themselves, but um, it doesn't call we're not wasting money doing it, then fine, we'll do it that way. You know, there's a lot of jobs that Trump is ordered, has a buyout for a lot of people, because they feel like those jobs were just, and you look, if they're doing all this and they're saving $1 million or $2 million, you know, something that insignificant, even though $1 million is a lot of money, but when you think about it, yeah, we saved $1 million here, we saved $1 million there, but we're still in the red. So, just eliminating that, we're not getting any closer to the green. That's one thing. But if all these tactics, meaning we're saving like 50, 60 million dollars, that's a lot of money. 50, 60 million dollars is a lot of freaking money. I don't think it puts us in the green, but it gets us a little closer there. If you dig what I'm saying. So, yeah, it looks bad PR wise that we're getting rid of a bunch of agencies that's helping people that can't help themselves. It may not look good in the public perception, in the public eye, but if it means we're saving, like if we get rid of these programs, or if we get rid of doing this, and we're saving like 50 or 60 million dollars, that's one thing. All right. So yeah. That's pretty much it. Okay. I got everything I wanted to get done. Hopefully the last live stream picks up, and we'll use that live stream as well as this live stream. I wanted to chat with you guys, and see what's up with y'all. Um, PB, okay, POBG, no English. So I guess he can't speak any English. Okay, cool. User 404. Kendrick performance was pretty good. Like I said earlier, I think Kendrick's performance was pretty solid. It's not, a lot of people also got to realize with Kendrick Lamar, it's not, Kendrick Lamar is a great rapper, but he's lacking in performance. That's not his forte. His forte is more so of writing songs, great lyrics, and things of that nature. Okay. Hold on one second. Okay. So, yeah. Um, okay, I already answered the what's your name thing. And can YHU shout out my girlfriend? Her name is he's trying to fool me on something. He's trying to do some tomfoolery. Okay, but I'm gonna try to hey, look, I already called it, but I'm gonna go ahead and for people out there that can't see it, okay. Can you shout out my girlfriend? Yeah. Her name is Nick Her. Oh my God. That, my friend, was a good one. It was a good one. I knew you was trying to maneuver me to saying something. But I knew, but I didn't, knew you was gonna come out of that come that far with it. Okay. Um. But is Nick her? And you would have really got me if you would have said Nick and put and used the word that had a G in it, all right, that would have been okay. You would have got me on that one. You would have got me on that one, all right. But yeah. So yeah, that was good. That was dope. I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you a little solid there. That work, but keep them coming. Keep them coming. All right. Would be great. Hey, y'all want to send a donation at your boy? You know, I'll read them, but I'm gonna read it first before I speak it. All right. And if I see it, I'm gonna tell you straight up, like, yo, I know the angle to this. All right, but you sent me a super chat. I'm going to read it. I may have to modify it a little bit, but I knew the angle where you was going. All right. So, and whenever I read, I read stuff first before I actually say it. Now earlier in the live stream, I read part of this, okay, because I didn't understand the rest of it, and I was trying to talk to you guys about other stuff, trying to catch y'all up, just in case you didn't see the last live stream, you know. But yeah, that one was a good one. I'm gonna give you credit. That one was a good one. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. So yeah, that's all I got. Like I said, I'm like sitting here. Somebody wants to, holler at your boy. You want to hit me in the comment section. You want to talk about something, go right ahead. I'm done talking about my topics. I may rechange the title of this video, and might put some time stamps on stuff. But I kind of want to just chill for like. I want to at least try to do an hour live stream, but hey, look, if nobody don't want to say nothing, or if y'all keep coming in and out, I got to do what I got to do. All right. So, so it takes time. Story time. All right. Since nobody got nothing to say, I guess y'all here to hear the stories, right? Right. All right. All right. So story time. So this is at work, all right? So there was this girl, and she was the MOD. And for those out there who's not aware of what MOD stands for, it's manager on duty. Now, normally when you get this title, you get more money, and because you have more responsibility, because technically you're the manager, all right? So whoever's the manager on duty, those are the individuals that if there's a problem with a customer, we come holler at you. All right. They like if there's a truck, they come holler at you. Okay, because they're paying you the money to do these responsibilities. All right. So she wanted the manager, she wanted the MOD position, and she wanted to pay, but she didn't want the responsibilities or the job. All right. And that's where, there was a disconnect with her to understand. But I understand where she was coming from, because the previous person who was MOD was making the money, but didn't have the responsibilities and wasn't doing the truck, because they scheduled themselves to a point where time they leave, the truck just now pulls up. And now they can use that excuse, well, it was time for me to go, I had to go. All right. But they're still paying him MOD money. All right. Personally, if I was making that type of money, even though I was scheduled to leave early, if I notice the truck is coming, or if I'm aware when the truck's coming, I would have stayed over. I would have stayed over and at least got the truck, at least unloaded the truck. Now, unloading the truck is not an easy task. And when you're talking to a salary manager who never done it before, or is never interested in doing it, they have a hard time understanding it. They think it should take you less than 20 minutes to unload the truck. You know, if it's a big truck, it's going to take you a little bit longer just to pull the stuff out, and it's going to take you even longer to move them to the departments because you got to put them in the hallway. You got to line them up in the hallway. If you're doing it by yourself, you got to line it up in the hallway. You take everything off the truck, and if there's salvage in the back dock, you got to load the salvage onto the truck. All right, then you got to sign the paperwork. The truck driver's on his way, and that's just one truck. You might end up unloading 3 trucks in one day. Okay, you know, so it's a job no one wants to do, but everyone has an opinion about it of how long it should take because everybody goes what the computer says. Whatever the handheld says, whatever the app says, whatever the laptop says, whatever the computer says, they think that's the metric. That's, you know, like if the computer says it should take you 10 minutes to do it, that's what they're going to go by. Well, it should take you 10 minutes. That's what the computer says. That's what the handheld says. And that's not the case. That's just an estimate. All right. They know it's an estimate. I know it's an estimate, but they want to sound brand new. Like, well, you know, the computer says it should take you less than an hour. All right. But anyway, so the last guy that had it, when he was MOD, he wasn't unloading the trucks. All right. He would schedule himself off early so he had to deal with unloading the truck. He was making the money, but he wasn't unloading the truck. 9 times out of 10, the people that was unloading the truck was Wall. It was another dude named Chris, and it was another guy named David. We was the only 3 people that was unloading the truck. Hell, at one point, we had a manager helping us unload the truck. All right, and unloading the truck is not easy. All right, even with the power jacks, it's not easy. It was one day both power jacks went down, and we had to unload the truck with hand jacks. And let me tell you something. That's a back-breaking job, rolling heavy pallets off of a truck onto the back dock and putting salvage onto the truck with the hand jacks. But that's neither here nor there. So, yeah, we would, like us 3, we would unload the trucks. And the guy who was MOD, he would sometimes unload them if they got there early. But 9 times out of 10, they don't get there early all the time. They always get there late. And by the time they get there, he's already gone. Okay? Even if they're on time, he's already gone because he scheduled himself so early to get off, he's not going to be able to do the truck anyway. All right? So we had to do it. All right? So they took it away from him and they gave it to her. All right? And when she was MOD, she would work in the daytime. She would leave so early, she wouldn't be able to unload not one single truck. We would still be obligated to do the truck. So the last regime would normally, they would just say, well, as long as somebody's unloading the truck, I really don't care who unloads it. As long as somebody's unloaded. With this regime, they're like, now, whoever's making the money should be unloading the truck. So they called her to the back and they told her that, look, if you want to be MOD, okay, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to get off. You have to schedule yourself later to help unload the truck. She didn't want to unload the truck, so she stepped down, and they gave it to Chris, who's been unloading the truck since day one. He was unloading the truck, making his salary. All right, so they gave him the title and they gave him the money, and he has no problem unloading the truck. And it should be that way. You know, he should be unloading the truck. And like David, I don't understand why they don't let David get the MOD, because technically David is the closing manager anyway. I don't understand why he shouldn't get the money, but they say the reason why he couldn't get it, he can't get it because he already has a title. You know, he already has a title. He already has a title. So he's already making that type of money, and he just can't make it. So I'm glad they let. But see, it goes back to show when there's dysfunction, it murks up, messes up everything. When you have, you know, when you got, when, like, if you're the boss and you don't care, and it's similar to like with Biden and them. I'm not saying Biden and them didn't care. I'm thinking Biden and Kamala saying, okay, well, it was like this before we got here. So why are we trying to fix something that was already like this? Yeah, it's effed up. It's not working the way we would want it to work, but we got other things in the water that we should be more concerned about than government spending. It's been like that since the beginning of time. So why are we trying to fix something that's already been in place? So with Trump, he's going like, wait a minute, we gotta treat this like a business. Like, if we wasting money on government spending and the money and the actual dollars are not being used the way they supposed to be used, and we're always in the red. The reason why we're in the red, because there's dysfunction here. There's a lot of people that's doing something that the government has been doing things wrong for a long period of time. This just didn't happen with Biden. This was going on when Trump was in office 4 years ago. It was going on before that when Obama and Bush and Reagan and all of them. It's been going on since the beginning of time. So you can't just finger one person. All right. And probably, back in the day, the United States was making so much money, they wasn't concerned about losing a few trillion dollars here and there, because we're making hundreds of trillions. All right. Now we got to count. Now we're at a point where we're like that old lady that's saving up her coupons and saving up all her change. Everything is important now. We're saving up. We're saving up some change that we found in a pocket. We're saving change that we found in a couch. We're putting it in a jar. And I'm cutting these coupons out of this newspaper. This is going to help us save a little bit more. Plus, they got a discount area. I'm going to travel down there. We got to count. Any type of savings we can get is a blessing to us for this country. So Trump is looking at it like, look, one of the reasons why we're always in the red, because of government spending. Spending is not what it's. We spend more than what we actually making, and there's a lot of laws and there's a lot of things that we doing that's causing a dysfunction, and it's also causing us to lose a lot of money. So I agree with the route he's taking, but my thing of it is, I don't believe in people have to lose their jobs in order. Maybe you can rewire those people, reroute those people to do something else. All right. If they want to take the buyout, take the buyout. But if they don't want to do it, we'll put them someplace else. Okay. They shouldn't have to quit because, we effed up. When I mean we, I'm talking about the government. And we as people, we knew the government wasn't spending right. Okay. So yeah, that's why I told that story, because, a lot of times, a lot of corporations, and this, you can, utilize this for government. A lot of top leaders, a lot of people that are in charge, they have the mindset of, well, yeah, we may be losing money. We may be losing a little money here. We may be losing a little money there. We may be losing a little money way over there. We may be losing a little money way over there. But hey, we're still making money. So just because we losing a little bit here, look, and we have little pockets of where we losing money, it's not no big deal because we still making money. But, if you think about it, those little bits add up. Those little bits it might be like a little stream here, a little stream there, a little stream there, a little stream right there, a little stream. But when you collect all those streams together, it's like one big old river that we're wasting money. Okay. So, yeah, I get, the Elon Musk thing. people are going to have a hard time relating to him, because he comes off as distant. All right. But it doesn't matter if Elon Musk was in charge or he appoints someone else in charge. We're going to have a problem with whoever that's trying to get us on the right path, to get us to do right. And you know, and that's the problem. Okay. So yeah, I mean, there's no more comments. We got 40 minutes in. I would like to appreciate everyone that done came by. It's your boy, the host with the most. I'm up out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. Douches. I'm gonna try to make this a weekly thing. I'm gonna try to at least go live at least twice a week. Okay. Check out my YouTube shorts. Okay. I might do a video here and there. All right. So if y'all like it, I love it. All right. So I'm